Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I will be talking about Jeunes Mères or young mothers. Alright, so Jeunes Mères is the newest movie by Belgian directing duo Jean-Pierre and Luc Dardenne, and I have to say that I liked some of their other movies. I liked Tori Ilokita, but there is something that has caught my interest with the movies made by the Dardenne brothers, and that is something that has a little story behind it. I went to America a few weeks ago, and in America I went to a movie theater over there, and I told them, hi, I'm from Belgium, I also worked in the movie theater, and he was like, okay, so what is the Belgian movie scene like? And I said, depressing. And he was like, okay, is it depressing because no one shows up in movie theaters? And I said, okay, that's for one thing true, but mostly the movies the Belgian guys make mostly are depressing. There are not a lot of Belgian movies that aren't completely depressing. Like, depression in a movie is exactly the same thing in Belgium as a fucked up, awful romantic comedy is in the Netherlands. And it's hard, and I'm very happy that one of the first movies that I watched back in Belgium, because I watched it a few weeks ago, was a movie that was exactly that. It was depressing, it was well shot, and it was void of any happiness and any warmth, and it was extremely painful to watch this one as well. And I have to say the story is awesome. Maybe the characters didn't really do it for me and didn't make this movie as interesting as I hoped it could have been, and I also wasn't really feeling an incredibly depressing movie like this. So I kind of wanted to feel some warmth as my first movie back in a movie theater in Belgium, but you know, I'm happy with what I got. And it's also the thing with the story and the characters that is the main vibrant thing and where we can see the Dardenne brothers shine, and that's in the casting of it. Like, every single time in a movie that they make, they don't go for the famous actors, they don't go for the famous faces. Obviously, that is hard in this case with children actors. We do not have a lot of child actors in Belgium, but they chose to go for the most real and authentic ones. Sometimes people without any kind of acting credibility, but they do it in a phenomenal way, and the way that they acted and the way that they were directed was incredible to see, and was very nice, and made you feel empathy for these children, made you feel empathy for these teenagers and for everyone else involved, and all of the young mothers had some kind of warmth to them and some kind of a feeling that you just felt sorry for them and wanted to help them, and that's mainly got to do with the incredible casting of all of these kids, of all of these teenagers, and even the babies were great in their respective roles, having to cry whenever they could, and they did that phenomenally well, and they know they really can't help it, but you know, it was very well made and made it all the more relatable because of that. It's just the movie was a bit too depressing for me, my taste. It was a bit too long for my taste. I feel like it could have been trimmed down quite a bit, and even though the ending left some sparkle of hope, I kind of thought the ending was a little bit abrupt, and I wanted to see more of this story. I also have a feeling that not all the characters in this one got whatever the movie wanted it for them. I know they tried to bathe it in realism, where not everyone or everything is always going to turn out exactly the way you want to, and I'm happy for the movie that they tell us that. But if your entire movie is depressing already, and then you make the ending even more depressing for some of these characters, even though there is a little sparkle of warmth, of hope, it's just something you have to be prepared for, and I wasn't for this moment. So yes, I liked this movie. I liked Jeunes Mères or Young Mothers for what it was and what it did and what it told. It's just not something I will continuously think about, because I have seen too much depressive shit for me to actually care about all of these things. And this movie is definitely a movie that will stay in my mind, that I will recommend people to watch, and that I also will recommend people to watch in schools, because I do feel like this movie is great for those purposes, for sexual education and sexual orientation on schools. watch it. It's definitely worth it. It's a really well made movie in that regard. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. I thought it was pretty damn great. The casting was phenomenal. It just wasn't the movie that I needed right now. So maybe if I go back to it in the future, my opinion on it will change. I have no idea. I don't think it will, because I have a very steady state of mind on these things. Alright, what did you think of this one? Please let me know in the comments down below, and I am ready to see you in the next video if you want to come back. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'd like to see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.